been a real partnership from day one. So in the early days, we started out with a whole series of discovery workshops, working through the requirements. And then subsequently, we've sort of worked together on building out that roadmap, building out that plan.
We started the workshops in May 2024. We then went into the design and build in June. And then we were live with lending in January. So not a long period of time there.
So when integrating with MBS, the biggest challenge was kind of like the configuration of the system. But MBS have quite a few small different changes. So we needed to make sure that we were able to support that and configure the system in a different way. So a big part of the work when we started working with MBS was to make sure that we could configure the system in a way that works for them.
Nottingham, we've been around for 176 years. MQube, a fintech, and so what we've learned from each other are different ways of working. We've come from slightly different perspectives because of our history, but what we've been able to do is bring that together.
I'm really proud of the way that the teams have come together, both internally and in partnership with MQube, to collaborate. So there have been lots of challenges as we've been through this process, but at no time have people's heads dropped.
Through the soft launches, obviously we've been testing the platform. It's allowing us to actually see what we can do now, but also how we can still continue to make improvements in the future. So it's not just going to stop here. So it's going to enable us to basically learn how can we get faster decisions, how we can apply that to our lending criteria, and how we can just continue to make improvements in the future.
It's fantastic to see how they've taken to that automation, helping them to do their job for customers.
Automation is used from the start of the process. As soon as a broker creates an application, we're running checks. So when they enter information about the applicants or the property, we're running checks on that to make sure that we request the right documents from the broker, ask only the right questions, and that basically helps us package the case so that when it gets to an underwriter, they've only got to do the minimal amount of checks, which speeds up the underwriting process.
I guess software engineering is one of the areas that's innovating really quickly, and we're adopting as much of that as we can from day one. So a lot of our engineers are using GitHub Copilot, JetBrains AI, stuff like this to help at a lower level improve their output and capability. We also have started designing some AI tools ourselves to help lower the risk and increase the speed at which we can release changes to production.
I think our approach to change has been transformative as we've gone through the process. So again, we're now working in a much more agile way in the way that we deliver and work collaboratively with MQube.
Within development, there's an idea of pair programming where you and someone else basically go through the code at the same time, and you review it at the same time and you write it at the same time. And so we had the idea of kind of doing that with the configuration, where I would be on a one-on-one call with some of the guys from MBS, and we would just sit there, go through the changes with them. It's almost like we've been working in the same company.
Being the point at which we've built the system, we've got it all ready for NBS, we've given it to them, and then we see them starting to make changes on their side without us holding their hand at all. We're going back and checking, seeing, they've made adjustments, they've changed configuration files, they've actually been able to work with the system and run with it themselves.
They're now just limited to the speed at which they can upload and kind of change their product lineup seems just to be limited by how quickly you can now get stuff reviewed, whilst previously it sounds like there was a massive limitation of the system. So that's a big win.
My favorite part about working on this integration has probably been learning more about how MBS do things. So again, it's learning how another person within the sector is doing things, helping expand our knowledge, my knowledge, and better our product in general. Watch this space. There's some very cool things coming on the horizon, and we're always moving fast.